And we're going to take and look at the wood frame systems, the second part of this, or this page right here. Now, we're going to measure, and you're going to use your ruler to measure these things. Excuse me. So first thing is find the 3/4 scale, and you want it oriented to the left. Now, we know that we have the 0 there. That's the larger set of numbers, is the ones we're going to read for this. And going to the right, if you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth, that is 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, so on and so forth. Now going to the left, remember what did he say the length was of that area to the left? How many feet is it? Is it a foot? Is it 2 feet? What is it? Pardon me? It's 1 foot, right? So it's 12 inches. So if you take a look at this this set of lines that's to the left of the 0, how many lines are there on this left-hand side of the scale? Take a look. What'd you say? Somebody said it's 24. Because what it is when you go to the left, the first line is actually 1/2 an inch. The next one, which is a little bit longer, is 1 inch. Then you get the next short one, which would be 1.5. The one after that, that's it's as long as the one that's the 1 inch. That is going to be 1.5. And then the very next up would be, in terms of length, will be the really long ones, and there are 3 inches. So if you take a look at this, you'll be able to see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those long lines. So each one of those tall ones is 3 inches in space, okay, in distance wise. All right, now this is where an architectural scale differs from other scales. I'm going to pull a shade here and see if I can help with this picture wise. Okay, so I'm going to measure this line right here. Okay, and the way I go about doing that first is I put the 0 on this end of the line right here. So I'm going to put the 0 on that end of the line. And then I'm going to come down my scale. So there's 1 foot, there's 2 foot, there's 3 feet. And you'll notice that the 3 is past this end of my line right here. Okay? Is everybody with me right now? So what that means is that this line is not 3 feet long. It's something shorter than that. So what I need to do is, and I need to move my scale to the left, or to the right, I mean, and I'm going to take the number 2 and put that on this right-hand corner. Now, this is going to be 2 feet. So this line right here is 2 feet something inches. To count that off, I know this line is 3 inches from 0 to 3. From here to the next one, that makes it 6. That's 9. And then when I take a look at this, it goes past that first short one, and it goes to that middle length one, which is 1 more inch. So it's 3, 6, 9 plus 1. So that line is 2 feet, 10 inches long. Okay? Do you understand? put your ruler on that line, slide the 2 to the end on the right-hand side, and then read the inches on the left-hand side. Do you agree with me that it's 2 feet 10 inches? Okay. So the first thing always is to go to this left-hand edge, put your 0 on the left-hand edge, and see if where you are in terms of the foot measurement. And because I, again, am not all the way to 3, I'm going to pull this down to the 2. So I know that's 2 feet and then 10 inches. This particular ruler or this particular scale, you can measure up to, accuracy-wise, a ½ an inch. Okay? So everything that you're going to measure for this project is going to be done with the architectural scale, and you're going to use the 3/4 scale for that. 3/4 of an inch equals 1 foot. All right? Okay, now, questions? Wall studs. Okay, let's take a look at that. Well, not everybody knows everything, Landon, unlike you. So a wall stud is a support that's inside of the wall. So standing up vertically in this room, and every wall that's in this building, except maybe the exterior ones, the exterior might be a different kind of framing, are studs. All right? They are 16 inches on center. So if you measure from the middle of this stud to the middle of this one, right here, it should be 16 inches. So actually, I should do that on here. So if I measure from the middle of this stud to the middle of this one, that is going to be 16 inches in distance. And this is where I start to confuse people. That also means that the distance from this surface on this stud to this inside surface on this stud, so from this line right here to this one out here, that is 16 inches also. So not only from the middle of the stud, but from the inside face to the outside face, it's going to be 16 inches of distance on your ruler. Don't forget, when you're measuring 16 inches, it's going to be 1 feet 4 inches when you're measuring 16 inches on center. Right? So these are the different ways. These two different drawings are the different ways that they put houses together. This is, by the way, the wall studs in this building, or any commercial building that's been built in probably the last 40 years or so, are going to be made out of aluminum. And why do you think they might use aluminum for wall studs in commercial buildings? Nope. Maybe some of that. They're light. Fire. They don't burn. Okay. All right. So this is a wall stud right here, George. This is also a wall stud. Oh, I'm doing this on my screen. This is a wall stud. This is a wall stud. Anything that's a vertical piece of wood is a stud. Okay. These things up here, and this is going to be part of it after you get your model built, you're going to need to know what the top name is of all the components on this wall. So this board has a name. The one below it has a name. The one that's on the bottom has a name. So you're going to need to label those things on your models when you are done. That's the part where you're going to have to use internet resources or reference books of some sort or another. Okay? All right. So let's see. What time are we done with this class today? 49. So we got, just about 4 or 5 minutes. So we don't have enough time. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.